All right, boys, let's get into the next topic really quick. This is going to be a fast one because we got to get into the waifu battle. Boys, it's insane what's happening with The Witcher. Obviously, as you guys are aware, everybody's in their emotions about The Witcher for a multitude of different reasons, and I get all of them. I understand all of them. But one of my biggest concerns when it came to The Witcher was the fact that they decided to make Ciri an actual Witcher, right? And if anybody knows what Ciri is or her powers or her capabilities, you will understand that that is a massive downgrade, right? That's a massive downgrade to make Ciri into an actual real Witcher because she's way more powerful and special than a Witcher is. But they decided to do it anyway. Now, we don't know the reason why they're doing this. We can only assume or guess or whatever the case may be. And people have their issues with how she looks. I get it. They're mad that she's more masculine. And to be honest with you, I feel like the masculinity is coming from the fact that she's actually a real fucking Witcher now. So naturally, she's going to be a little bit more masculine, which is not what Ciri was supposed to be anyway. And people are out there obviously misrepresenting what people, what's being said in the books about Ciri being a Witcher, how Geralt refers to her as a Witcher, even though they're taking that context of, oh, she's part of the family of Witchers, not actually being a fucking Witcher. But that's besides the point. They know that. They're so desperate to try to make this into a win for their activism that they're trying to say, oh, no, the lore says that she was a Witcher. No, she was considered one of the Witchers as part of the Witchers, but she's not actually a Witcher by definition. She didn't take the trial of the grasses in the books, and she never actually became a real Witcher. But that's besides the point. Anyway, now, apparently, one of my biggest fears was that they were going to make her weaker in order to become a Witcher. Because, again, for her to become a Witcher would be a downgrade overall. And now it seems like that's been confirmed. So it says that the Witcher 4 executive producer reveals that Ciri's power has been drastically reduced for the game. Now, if any of you remember playing The Witcher 3, I don't know how many of you played Witcher 3, but when you had the opportunity to play as Ciri, you guys already know she was like all over the fucking place, okay? She was so damn powerful, and she couldn't control her capabilities. The bitch was teleporting all over the goddamn field. That's how OP she was, okay? On top of the fact that she had some sword skill, not nowhere near as good as Geralt, but she had some sword skill, right? But she was immensely OP. She was teleporting everywhere. Bitch was so fucking powerful, it was insane, right? So now my biggest fear was that they were going to make her into a basic Witcher where, there's no reason why Ciri should be casting Igni. You know what I mean? There's no reason why Ciri should be using Witcher spells, which is a falsification or imitation of real magic, right? When she has the capabilities that she has, if only they could find a way for her to actually to control it, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, The Witcher executive producer Malgorzata Midrega revealed that Ciri's powers have been drastically reduced between the ending of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and The Witcher 4. In an interview with Games Radar, Midrega shared the gap between her being totally overpowered at the end of the previous game and now, with the skill set we showed off in the trailer, something totally happened in between. She elaborated, we had to delve deep to consider how we would address this. We would have huge respect for the lore, for both the books and for what made it into our previous games, but this was one of the first questions we found the answer for, and it's how we were able to create this original story, which starts with The Witcher 4. So, okay, I feel as if what they're going to do is by turning her into the first female Witcher, they're going to utilize, obviously, her elder blood as the means for why she was able to do this. Now, nobody understands how she was actually able to gain the knowledge to do the trial of the grasses, considering that knowledge was lost to time and Vesemir and whatnot. So you have that issue they have to come over. And then on top of that, her being a female Witcher, they have that issue to get over. And then on top of that, her taking the fucking trial as an adult, which would take her already low chances as a female to damn near basically zero. They have to overcome that. And I feel like the only way they're going to overcome that is by her sacrificing her elder blood and her powers that come with it to become a Witcher. Why she would do that, I fucking have no idea. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Right? The entire reason for her being special was the elder blood and the capabilities that came with it. And now she's going to probably, in my opinion anyway, sacrifice her elder blood somehow, some way to become a fucking Witcher. And then on top of that, too, you have all the lore and whatnot and the fact that Geralt and Yennefer would not want that for her to begin with. You know what I mean? Like they would not want her. They've expressed many times they would not want her to be a Witcher, right? Even the ending that you were able to get with The Witcher 3, where Geralt essentially lets her become a Witcher, it's only letting her become a Witcher by proxy of being with the Witchers. She didn't actually take the trial of the grasses, so she wasn't actually a Witcher. It was just him calling her a Witcher to say, okay, you're one of us now, even though she's not actually a Witcher. Right? So it's like, how are you going to explain all of this? How are you going to explain her making a decision that essentially her fucking adopted father would never want her to do, right? On top of the fact of how are you going to explain that a female survived, right? Which I'm sure you're going to use the elder blood, fine. But then how are you going to explain that it happened with an adult, right? Which is it's bad enough. This is why they did it on kids. They use little boys because they were the ones, I think it was 3 out of 10 could survive the trial on average, right? 3 out of 10 would survive. The other 7 would die. So girls never survived. So and again, they can say, well, it's not specifically said that women can survive. I hate when they do that shit. Don't you guys hate when they do that shit? They're constantly like, oh, it was never specifically stated that Hermione was white. It was never specifically stated that Snape was white. You know, you ever get those kind of people that never actually care about the IP, and then all of a sudden they come out of the woodwork when shit like this happens to pretend like they were always there, and then they try to say, well, according to the books, it was never actually like that. It was never specifically stated. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up, man. Like nobody believes you, number one. And number two, you're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. All right. There are so many loopholes that are going to be here that is going to make people scratch their heads. That's the why she is a Witcher. Like, why? And then as an adult female, she was already going to have little to no chance as a female. And now you're making her do it as an adult. And then the knowledge was lost to time as well with Vesemir. So now she has to figure out a brand new trial in order to do so. What the fuck? And then to become a Witcher when she has the Elder Blood. I don't even know. I don't even know. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do any of that. I really don't. But you know what? For the shills, all they care about is the fact that, oh, well, Geralt considered her a Witcher, so he called her a Witcher, so she's a Witcher. So you saying she's not a Witcher, that's false. And it's like, we know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. Right? You know, when we say she's not a Witcher, we mean by the actual definition of the word Witcher. When you say she is a Witcher, you're trying to make it seem as if she's done everything to be a Witcher, but she hasn't. At least not until now, anyway. Now she has, apparently, somehow, some way. And I guess we're going to find out how exactly they plan to make that a thing. But it's like, she doesn't need to be a Witcher. This was the entire point of her character, to not be a Witcher. She's above that. She's way more special than that. And I would think these fucking shills would want her to be her good old special self. But no, because at the end of the day, what they really want to do is have a female Geralt. That's what they want. Can we be real? Can we be fucking real for a second? You shills out there, what you really want is to have a female Geralt, and you're willing to sacrifice what Ciri actually means to the story and what she is as a character just so you could say that you have a female Geralt. Turn her into the masculine fucking version of Ciri. That's what you really want. So just say it with your whole chest and stop pretending like you know what the fuck you're talking about. Because that's what you really want. You want a female Geralt of Rivia. In all the same ways that Geralt is, you want her to be. And it's the weirdest thing. You're willing to nerf her in order to get your ideological way. That's what you're willing to do. Instead of saying, hold on, wait a minute. She's more special than that. Why are we making her a Witcher? Why are we nerfing her? Why are we making her a basic bitch witch? Like, I don't understand. Why are we doing that? And then you get mad at people who say that. It's like, really? Okay, I guess. Anyway, it says, while her power has been reduced, the fact that she is a source grants her greater magical abilities that she will be able to use in her profession as a monster hunter. So not only is she going to be a Witcher, but she's going to be a super Witcher. But she's still going to be weaker than she was as a non-Witcher. So why exactly did she become a Witcher again? Why exactly? Because you needed her to be a Witcher. That's the truth of it. You needed her to be a fucking Witcher. You needed her to be the female Geralt. And if you couldn't sell the game as a Witcher, then you weren't going to sell the game. And that's the reason why you did it. Referencing the newly released trailer that shows Ciri's battle against a Balk, where she casts multiple spells, including a lightning attack, as well as an enhancing a chain whip with fire, Midriga explained what you see is a tease, but it is there for a reason. You can see the swords, you can see the chain, and you can see her using magic tube and how she uses them all against the boosted monster she encounters. It's there to show you what our ambition is with The Witcher 4. She also noted that Ciri is faster, more agile. You can still tell that she was raised by Geralt, right? The trailer shows Ciri wearing a Lynx medallion rather than the wolf that Geralt wears, indicating she likely received further Witcher training and underwent the Trial of the Grasses from someone other than Geralt. Like, why, bro? Why? Why? She was barely trained by the Witchers as it is, and then she was barely trained in magic as it was because they couldn't control her magic. Yennefer didn't know what the fuck to do with her. And then now, all of a sudden, she's able to do both with exceptional skill. And somebody better than Geralt trained her, apparently. I guess we're going to find out. That's all I can really say. But at this point, I just don't understand how they can even pull all of this together. There's way too many loopholes. And I feel like it's going to be such lazy writing to just blame everything on the Elder Blood. Like, oh, yeah, she survived the Trial of the Grasses because of the Elder Blood. Oh, yeah, she's able to do her magical skills because of the Elder Blood. Oh, yeah, she's able to have melee prowess because of the Elder Blood. Blah, 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 blah. Like, the fuck? I don't know, bro. None of this makes any sense to me at the end of the day, but you know what? It's gonna be a clusterfuck. And part of me hopes that I am wrong. I really do. A part of me genuinely hopes that I am wrong, but there is so many plot loopholes here that the shills don't want to acknowledge because they're too busy, cheering the fact that they have a female Geralt of Rivia. But there's way too many of them. And then at this point, it's like, okay, how exactly are we going to go about this? You know what I mean? Like, how exactly is this going to go down? But the part of me that wants to hope that this is going to somehow work out is like 1% of me, because the other part, I just know something is going to be disappointing, right? Her gameplay mechanics could be fun. Her character could actually be fun to play. But the way they explain her story could be trash. The way they explain how she became a Witcher could be trash. And they know that all eyes are going to be looking at them as to how this happened. You know what I'm saying? They're all going to be looking like, how did this happen? So, I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. But ultimately, we'll see. We shall see how this goes down. Let me catch up on Super Chats really quick, and then we're going to get into the waifu battle. Let's do it. Kurakami in the chat says they already broke the lore. None of this matters. We talk about games, bro. Like, we talk about games. That's what we do. It doesn't matter. Okay, well, I guess the show's over. They say it doesn't matter. That's it. Is it safe? Is it safe? Did he leave? Did he leave? Tell me it's safe. It's safe? Okay. All right. We're no, it's not safe. Oh, fuck.